Hey y'all. Hey y'all. What is going on? What is going on? Let me tell y'all. Lord, let me let y'all get in here. They won't let me sleep. They won't let me sleep. How are y'all doing? Let me get some yellow hearts. Let me know you guys are here. Come on and hit that like button. The quicker you hit the like button, the more YouTube send out notifications and people come in and hang out with us. It reaches new audience. So please make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Drop me some yellow hearts and let me know you are here. But child, I am tired. When I tell you that Ready to Love is a show that keeps on giving and giving and giving and giving, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. But I do know one thing is for sure. Jeffrey should have never said nothing. Now, I told y'all in my first recap video, when I think it was Queen E, when she asked me, did I think that, Jeffrey was going to respond? And I was like, nah, I mean, you can't dispute the facts. Maybe she should just be quiet and let it go, right? And then she went and did a whole little interview, not really an interview, a rebuttal, okay? And then Simone said, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. She said, I'm not the one. I'm not the two. And I for sure am not the three. So here we are today going through what Simone had to say because she cleared up a lot of the misconceptions everyone was having. But the one thing that we do know for sure is that Jeffrey was married, but wasn't married when she had her kids, child. So I guess she was still having babies with boyfriends. Don't worry, we about to play it right now. We're about to play it right now. We're gonna play it through because I ain't got nothing else to do. I do have something else to do, but I'm trying to see. First, I need you guys to check out my deep dive on Dr. Stacy for Put a Ring on It. And I'm trying to get to see if Really B could come talk with us about the SWV girl, not the SWV, the Escape Girls and all their drama. So hopefully she get back to me because she has a lot of details that I don't know. So we could really get into some things, you know what I mean? So hopefully she gets back to me. I know she's at work, so we'll have to see how that plays out. If not, child, we're gonna have to figure it out on our own a little bit later, okay? Then we have our live open chat at 8 o'clock for Married at First Sight. Hopefully this episode is better than it's been. Child. But we working today. We definitely working, okay? That video, Dr. Stacy, is members only. It was members only yesterday. I posted it yesterday afternoon for members only, and then this morning I posted it for everyone. So you guys got it early. I want to give a big shout out to Sharon. Thank you for the Cash App. I meant to say it the other day, but it slipped my mind. But thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate it so much. But y'all, without further ado, let's go ahead. Make sure you are liking this video and let's get into it. I am this is Simone's response video to Jeffrey with her receipt. She said this is her final response. So Jeffrey, just don't say nothing because the last time you embarrassed yourself, and I don't want to keep talking about this. I don't. Okay, I just don't. We got a lot more things that we need to get into, and I can't get into them when y'all on the internet acting a fool. The only mistake Simone made in the first video was stating that it was an annulment, then it was actual divorce. All the rest was correct. Correct. Okay. So we definitely about to get in that. Hey y'all. Hey. I'm so happy that y'all hanging out with me. Let's get into it. Okay, so child, wrong slide.
To Ages and Stages. Today it's just gonna be me. Few quick statements that I want to talk about to elaborate. Hey guys, welcome back to Ages and Stages. Today it's just gonna be me because I have a few quick statements that I want to talk about to elaborate.
First, I want to say that it's just gonna be Simone because Rashid said, "Keep me out of this mess." Rashid said, "Baby girl, you did a lot last video, so whatever you're about to do, you want to do it on your own, okay? I'm gonna be over here on the sideline, but you got this. You got this." He said, "Child, I'm not about to go viral with you."
Elaborate and clarify my prior rant in response to Miss Jeffrey's antics. And more specifically, to start out, I'm going to just quickly recap how we got here. So it started by, as I was doing our weekly review, I made a comment about the fact that Jeffrey stated she had no one to bring as an ex for the ex date because the only men she's ever dated with any level of seriousness were her two baby daddies. And they don't talk to her anymore because they're terrible Black men that abandoned their families. And what was her? Insane. So that was my commentary. She didn't like it one bit. So she came on my page, left a soliloquy about how I'm a disgusting person, a terrible human being. And she tried to recraft the narrative to be me talking about her, quote, children, which never happened.
Okay, so let's start here. This is how you start a rebuttal. Okay? This is how you start a rebuttal. You clarify. We start with what happened. What brought us to here? Why are we coming here today? Okay? This is what I tried to tell what's that girl name? Jeffrey last time. You got to start at the beginning so we can all make it make sense, okay? But Simone's going to do that, okay? So let's get into it.
I was speaking about her behavior, but that's how people behave when they don't like being held accountable for their behavior and would rather reframe themselves as a victim so that they don't have to change anything about themselves. It's also what a lack of self-awareness looks like. So where we're at today, I did my response. I clarified some of the inconsistencies in Jeffrey's statements. And Jeffrey then responded by stating that my comment about me not seeing any evidence that she was divorced, that was incorrect. And more specifically, I also stated the fact that I had heard that Jeffrey would represent in casual conversation that she had been married, but it was really brief. It didn't even count because she had had an annulment. So I was incorrect when I said that she had never been married, but I was correct when I stated that none of her children were the result of marriage. However, Miss Jeffrey would like all of us to be deceived by her famous wordplay, Little Miss voiceover, into believing that by her.
Child, if the shots are not being fired, okay, they so subtle too. So subtle. Oh my God, her sarcasm is funny. Jeffrey has been completely exposed. Yes, okay. See, this is the thing. Okay, so far we understand that Simone clarified for us that she did get the marriage part wrong because she heard from other people, that she may have been married for a brief moment of time, and maybe it led to an annulment, which is why it really doesn't show up, or whatever the case may be. So already she's coming in, she's telling us how we got here, and she's clarifying that she did make a mistake, but the mistake wasn't a complete mistake, because she's about to get into it. And Simone, stop being shady, girl. Stop being shady. Not Little Miss voiceover.
Her touting the fact that she was a wife, that what that means is that her 12-year relationship resulted in her being married and her children being the result of the marriage. Basic fact, that's not true. The one thing that is true is that she was very briefly married after having her kids. So we'll get into that timeline. I'm going to correct and clarify that timeline, give a few parting words, and then this Friday, when we do our new review, we'll be on to other topics, bigger and better things. All right, so let's get started. Now, first of all, this has never been about mom shaming. This has been about accountability, self-awareness, and growth, none of which has Miss Jeffrey shown because of
facts. This is what we've been trying to get the people to understand the whole time. This has never been about mom shaming. This is about accountability, something that Jeffrey will not do. You said on a whole live and still did not take accountability for anything. But okay, let's keep going. Hey, you guys coming in, make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're liking the video.
According to Miss Jeffrey, she is perfect. I'm jealous of her fertile womb, her beautiful skin, her thin body.
So just in case you guys missed it, what she's referring to, the fact that she made a comment. Remember last time we talked, she made a comment about how, Simone doesn't have kids and maybe that's why she's projecting. So this is her taking shots back at her, basically saying, oh, so now she got up there and said that we're just jealous of her fertile womb and her, slim body and good skin. So now she's literally responding to her, but in a real subtle way. So I just wanted to clarify that's why she said what she said, because even though Jeffrey didn't say that, that's what she was basically implying by saying Simone doesn't have children.
And I don't know what else she has going on because I've already read what exists on her background, and I don't wish for any of those things. Not on me or you. So let's hop into this timeline real quick. Now, the thing about Miss Jeffrey is she came onto my page specifically to dispel the comments that I made stating that she was unmarried each time that she had her kid, and that therefore she was repeating the same behavior that was not giving her the results that she wanted, because she says she wants both marriage and she wants a healthy, happy home for her kids, right? She then said that's not true because she was a wife of 12 years. Okay. But we're all able to do basic mental math. So let's get there. The facts are this, and here are the documents. And this is going to be an update from the facts that I had before. Because remember, previously, I had not seen the divorce decree. So in 2009, she had her first child with baby daddy number 1. In 2012, her and baby daddy filed for a marriage license. They filed for a marriage license and they got a marriage license number, but they didn't get married. They didn't get married. I've seen some bloggers that list 2012 as the marriage date. They are probably misunderstanding due to the fact that there is a marriage license date. But when you look at the part that says the date of the marriage, it's blank. And here's why. In 2016, she had her second kid. And then in 2017, she got married, whether it was common law or an actual ceremony. This marriage date is actually reflected on her divorce decree. So she was married. She had her child. So she had her second child in 2016, got married finally in 2017, then filed for divorce in 18, received the divorce in 19. So this may be why she states that, oh, that marriage didn't really count. She got an annulment because it was so short. Boom, 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 boom. So short, in fact, that the very next year she gets pregnant by somebody else and is on to a different relationship. However, she continues to be misleading because just 2 weeks ago, she was on a radio interview where she described herself as,
and I was someone's ex-wife for, 12 years.
a wife of.
Okay. So basically she had her children, she was with the man for 12 years overall. Okay. She had both of her children within that, before she got married. And then I guess they decided that since we've been together for this long and we have children, then maybe we should just go ahead and get married like we planned to do the first time, because they did file for a marriage certificate, but didn't get married that time. Okay. So you guys, I just want you to know, if you hear my husband, he's in the living room and he's working. And I can't tell him to be quiet. Okay. So y'all just gotta, deal with the man voice back there. Okay. If anything, he gonna come here and tell me to be quiet. So now that we got all of that situated, what she's referring to is that Jeffrey did an interview 2 weeks ago with the same ladies that she did the interview with the other night. Okay. And in that interview that she did the first time, she said that she had been with someone, she had been a wife for 12 years. So Simone is once again saying, stop lying. You are constantly lying. Now, in Jeffrey's defense, I will say that in most states, common law is what? How many years you got to be married together? I think it's like 7 years or something that like that to be common law marriage in certain states, or whatever the case may be. So I feel as though even though she may have not been a wife literally to him, she was a wife at one point to this man that she was with for 12 years, probably playing the wife role. Okay. So in her defense, I can understand in Jeffrey's defense, okay, I'm being unbiased. I can understand why she made that statement. But when but when Simone is speaking literally, okay, factual, what the receipts say, what the court papers say, how everything really is. Okay. So it's just basically saying that Jeffrey just be lying. She's basically saying Jeffrey lied. Okay.
For 12 years. Then the other day, she went back on that same show to share with them that she was in fact divorced. Now, as I listened to that interview, I found it odd that she didn't share the decree or reference any of the dates in her interview. Well, I realize now why is because it would have made clear that her 12 years of marriage narrative and soliloquy is not true. It's simply false. And what we would have seen was that she didn't get married till after she had her babies. And even when she did, she was in and out. She was in and out like In-N-Out Burger. Real quick. Subsequent to that, then in 2020, right? So she gets her divorce in 19, and 2020 is when she has baby number 3 with baby daddy number 2. Now, and then that baby is born in 2021. These dates matter. And part of the reason I looked into it is because on the episode of Ready to Love, when she is explaining to Tommy her timeline and why she doesn't have, any of the men in her life and why she doesn't have a date, she specifically says she hadn't spoken to baby daddy number 1 in 6 years. But this was 2022. That math doesn't work because she was married to that guy within 5 years. She married him in 2017. Okay. 18. And it's 2022. So that's 5 years. So 22. Y'all must have said something, but okay. And then she also said she had been with the second baby daddy for 3 years, but that they broke up when she got pregnant. She got pregnant in 2020. And the baby was born in beginning of 21, meaning there seems to be some overlap between marriages, relationships, and the whole shebang. Those facts don't change. And in her interview, she did not speak on it. She did not clarify it. She did not declare that, my timeline or the facts or any of that was untrue. All she said was, whether or not you were divorced after having kids doesn't change any part of our conversation, which was about making the same choice over and over that is not helpful.
Okay. So she was with the husband 5 years after they got married, correct? They got married, and then it was a 5-year gap between her meeting the new baby daddy that she dated for 3 years, which means there was a 2-year gap between them, correct? Is that the math? I should have wrote it down, y'all. So there's a 5-year gap. No, that's not it. Because that's what she said. She said it was a 5-year gap, right, from when they got married to when she had. No. Child, what? Y'all sure? Then what was it? Because if it was a 5-year gap before she had the baby, because that's when her and the man broke up, we go back 3 years to them dating, and there's a 2 years in between, right? Oh, child, let me finish listening. I'm gonna figure it out.
Well, to your dating life, or showing growth. So I stand by those facts. I will correct that she was married. She was married in 2017, okay. Filed for divorce the next year and received it the following year, and got pregnant by somebody else, gave them the gift of a lifetime the next year.
Okay. So she got divorced in 2019. Oh, 2018. Finalized in 2019. Had the baby, got pregnant in 2020. Oh. So, okay. let me just say this. So she filed for divorce in 2017. So that's probably when she started kicking it with the other dude when she filed for divorce. Maybe they was already separated before we filed for divorce. Just playing devil's advocate here. Okay, maybe they was already separated and then they finally filed for divorce because she was trying to get into this new relationship with her new man. Because sometimes people start dating people and then they like, you need to hurry up and get your divorce, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna finally go get my divorce. Okay, and maybe that's what made her go get the divorce, because she was feeling her new man and they were supposed to be growing a family, and they was no. Y'all trying to make it all make sense. Either way, it was an overlap. That's what y'all trying to tell me. Either way, the numbers is mathing, and I'm just not picking up on it. Okay. Okay. So the whole premise of this is that she lied about the timeline. I know she lied about the timeline. I'm just trying to make the timeline make sense. Okay. She lied about the timeline of relationship and how long it has been since the dads were around. That's the whole premise of this. Right. So she's basically saying that there's no way that the kids' fathers haven't been in their life. Well, especially the first two kids, fathers could not have been in their life when you married him for literally about a year in 2017. Okay. I agree. This is not Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's a dating show. They don't have to tell all the details. But I think the confusion comes in when it's like, well, then, but why are you lying about details? There's one thing to not display or tell us what the real details of everything. But there's another thing to lie about the details. I can understand if you just don't want to talk about it at all. But when you go in and you make these statements that make yourself seem better, then I think that's when people start to feel like it's unauthentic. You know what I mean? Child. So I've seen all these like paperworks and all these things that people were saying, but y'all know I don't put out stuff that's not already out, and this I just talk about, give my commentary. But I did see all these papers, way before Simone even said anything. All the people out on the show. That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's the thing, right? You can't trust people that lie about simple things. And I think that's a problem. Because ultimately you are still dealing with real people in real life, whether it's on TV or not. And I think you're doing yourself a disservice as well as the people who you are trying to get involved with. Because as you can see, we have seen couples come out of this that actually found love. Simone and Rashid for one, Joy and Clifton for another one. And then I don't remember any other couples right now. What was it? Cornelius and Camille. Like, there are some people who come out of this in real relationships, so it's only fair to be authentic in the process, right? So I think when the misconception is, don't lie about simple stuff. If you don't want to talk about something, just say, I'd rather not discuss what happened between me and my kid's father, but I don't have anybody to come. But when you start lying and saying, oh, I haven't dealt with these men in this amount of time and this amount of years and all these other things, when there's a whole lot of other stuff to it, it kind of comes off as you're like you're being fake. And y'all remember what Zoe said, you fake, okay? um so I think that's just one of the things. Let this be a lesson. Never say let's go to a lawyer that is worth your weight and salt and got resources. I agree. I feel like there's always, when it comes to Ready to Love season, there's always one particular instance where one thing gets blown out of proportion on the internet. So y'all don't act like this is new. Every year there's one incident, okay, that always takes everything that we talk about for a moment of time. And to be honest with you, I feel like what they're doing is between them two. And I would prefer it to be them two, because they both are from the same franchise, and they both they actually have contact with each other, and they're able to get in contact with each other, versus this be a regular blogger, like someone like me, because I would never do nothing like this, okay, or someone like Hojo, because I don't think he would ever do anything like this. I'd rather it be a part of the Ready to Love franchise than it just be a regular blogger who will take this opportunity to do this on everybody. You get what I'm saying? This is why I feel like it's more personal, because it's a different circumstances. Because if this was just a regular, blogger or reviewer, then it's like, okay, so now who else are you going to go after? So this is the only reason why I feel like we just gonna have to let this be this between them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I think that's also why it has an entertaining factor to it, because it still has that Ready to Love around it, versus a blogger versus castmate. Okay. So I doubt if she's gonna go dig up somebody else's, thing. But my thing is, don't come for somebody and expect them not to come for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and get back into it.
I still stand by as well the dates that I stated with respect to her filing for paternity, having to establish that relationship and move forward after giving this man this gift pursuant to her. In the end, it doesn't change the fact that both her timeline and her narratives seem to change at her leisure, depending on the image that she wants to convey to us on that given day. Because as she said in her most recent interview, there are people who just don't like me because I'm perfect. They just can't seem to believe that a woman that's perfect can exist. And they're just out there. Okay. Work with that narrative. We'll let you have that one. But I really don't think it's your perfection that people are looking at and making them say, how did she get that perfect? I think there's some other things to discuss there. And most importantly, at the end of the day, none of us are cast for Ready to Love because we're perfect. In fact, if you were perfect, you wouldn't get cast. They cast all of us because something is wrong with us a little bit. They cast us because they want to show growth. That's what dating is about, right? Mature, marriage-minded dating is about growth. It's about accountability. And it's about pushing yourself so that you can be your best person to meet your best person.
Now, I'm going to agree with her on this, because something is wrong with all of them a little bit. Okay? I definitely agree that something is wrong with all of them a little bit. Okay? So that's the fact I needed. Okay, I need to download that little clip right there. So every time we get into Ready to Love, we could just put up there and say something is wrong with all of them a little bit. Okay, yes, Simone had a right all dysfunction. Exactly. So this does make perfect sense as to like why I just say what I say. Keep it in the franchise, because something is wrong with all of them just a little bit. Okay, we're never going to find, I guess, the perfect person, because perfect people, not even, there's no perfect person, but people who are, actually ready to be in relationships and be in love and stuff like that, kind of like already have that going for them. But this process is about learning and growing and stepping outside of your comfort zone. Okay. So let's go ahead and get back into it. Make sure you guys are liking the video. It's 129 people in here. Please make sure you are liking. And we are like almost like 100 away from 7K. So please, if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I know you've been here more than once, but you just don't want to commit. But it's okay. Go ahead and hit it. Now let's get back into it.
Before I wrap up, I want to clarify some things that I saw when I did review the divorce petition. Now, in that state, most states, divorce stuff is part of civil law. In that state, it's part of dead people law. It's part of probate law, which is unusual. But in looking at those documents, also in reviewing and listening to what some other bloggers have commented on, I wanted to clarify first that this petition was filed by Jeffrey under the grounds not of abuse, not of violence, but of, quote, incompatibility. that further supports what we've been talking about, which is maybe she needs to slow down a little bit before giving people the gifts of life, before you even know whether or not you're compatible. She'd been with this person for 10, 12 years and didn't realize till year 10 they're incompatible. Sure, it can happen. It can always happen. But that's just an example of an area where you could say, oh, maybe that's something that I want to grow with. Maybe that's something I'm going to work on in the future, but not her because she's perfect. She's perfect. Also, secondly, one of the bloggers referenced that there were mutual restraining orders. So I'm going to post on the screen here the actual restraining order. Obviously, I've redacted out some information, but when most people think of restraining orders, they think of domestic violence. That's not what happened here. So in this county, they refer to the rules and regulations that are given to all parties filing for divorce as restraining orders, because what they are restraining you from doing is basically going in the bank account, taking all the money out of it, going and taking out your other partner's IRA, saying disparaging things to the kids, that kind of thing. So this was not about violence between each other. It's mutual, because what they're saying is, now one of y'all needs to go take money out the bank, needs to squander, needs to go, run up a credit line, buy a house in somebody else's credit. That's what that means. And then in addition,
okay, so I know you guys are saying she's doing too much, but I think who just said it? I can't remember because I passed it, but one of you guys just said that her credibility was on the line, and I think that's probably what it was, because when we all saw Jeffrey's response, right? Then everyone started saying, Simone, your facts are wrong. Simone, your facts are wrong. So I guess this was why she really, really had to go pull up the receipts this time, as opposed to last time where she was just like, reading off her cards and just saying things and whatnot. And now she's like, you know what, y'all not going to sit up here and try to, discredit me as a lawyer. You guys have to remember that this is her profession. This isn't just something that she does. So she doesn't want to lose the credibility. I mean, child, I'm watching it with y'all. I'm reporting it with y'all. So this is what we're getting on the internet. Okay. I didn't go make Simone make no videos or Jeffries. I'm just reporting the news. Okay. That's all I am doing at this point. I am just reporting everything that is going on and seeing what you guys think about it. I am not here to make you stand on Simone's side or make you stand on Jeffrey's side. I have my own opinions on everything, okay? But my opinions doesn't have to be yours, and that's okay. But let's go ahead and get back into it.
I saw some commentary where people were talking about, oh, well, she was allowed to leave the state. She was allowed to leave the state. So therefore, and that generally just happens where there's DV. It does happen in DV cases, but here that's not what the record reflects. Neither the petition nor the divorce decree, which was like almost 40 pages. I've read both. Instead, what?
Oh, right. Okay. Before I let her go, you're right. She did threaten to have her license removed, and she did threaten to basically say that she can get sued. So I think that's why Simone was like, well, you know what? Let me go up there and make sure I clarify this on what I was saying, and take responsibility of some sort for the facts that I did get wrong. Because if Jeffrey did decide to go up there and say, I'm suing you for lying about me not being married, and she never responded about her clarifying the marriage part, then okay, I guess she would have a case. So Simone is very smart and strategic with what she's doing. Okay. So that definitely is part of the reason this video is being made. And I definitely believe it's being made this way with the actual receipts and everything, so that Jeffrey can't say you're lying. Jeffrey can say, I'm suing you for defamation. Because that's basically what they were on that rebuttal saying. I can sue you. You went on a $60 website and you clicked it and you got the false information, all that type of stuff. So I guess that once again, Jeffrey always throw these stones out there, but then don't understand why people are responding to her the way they are. So I guess this video, if you look at how everything played out, this video is probably one of the videos that had to be done. Did she have to do the first video on Jeffrey's comment? Maybe not. Okay. Did Jeffrey have to respond to that? Maybe not. But since all of that happened, I will say that this video had to happen. This is the only video I think pretty much will sum up everything and cover Simone's behind based on the last video she did. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that even after Jeffrey said what she said, whether Simone wanted to or not, she was going to have to make some type of statement about that, because Jeffrey did talk about suing and getting her license revoked and stuff like that. So I just wanted to, get y'all to understand what was happening. Why I think Simone had to make this video.
What it was is it's what's called an uncontested divorce. So an uncontested divorce means that the other party here, the husband, said, go ahead, you can have what you want because I'm about sick of you. And therefore, the husband did not contest her leaving the state with the children, at least with respect to the divorce order. I didn't see his signature on it, but she seems to have attended and signed it in her party. And then basically he's agreeing to it. Excuse me. He did not oppose the amount of child support. He didn't oppose any of that. It seemed like they were both ready to go. It was you could tell it was like a self-help done decree. And again, on the decree and on the petition, she completes the petition. Neither one of them referenced any acknowledgement of any type of DV. It doesn't mean she doesn't feel that she experienced that, but it does mean the document that she completed, the petition that she filed with the court, she didn't list that as one of the bases for seeking her divorce. She listed incompatibility. And there was like boxes she could have checked for like being treated terribly and other various things. Also, I looked up to see whether either of them were arrested or either had like a jail or prison record. And I did not see one for either of them, which supports the fact that they were probably just both sick of each other and were ready to get that divorce. So again, I'm not saying that what her accusations she may not have felt happen, but I am saying in the document that she filed to file for divorce, that wasn't listed as one of the grounds.
Okay, so that's what she's not saying that DV didn't happen. She's saying that DV wasn't listed. So these are the facts, right, that are presented, not necessarily what actually could have happened. Like people, so when it comes to like things like this, it's always sticky, because you know how like people are falsely accused of things and they go to jail and they didn't even do it, and then years later they get out and it's like, oh my God. So it could be one of these situations where this is something she did experience, Jeffrey did experience, and if you did, I feel completely no one should have to go through anything like that. But it wasn't listed on the paperwork that was filed, which is why Simone is saying that not only did she go, I think before she even wanted to put this out, that part out, I think that's why she went to go look for police records, which is, child, Simone, you got time, girl. You got time, because not all the digging. I'm exhausted for just playing his back, and you was out there doing all of this. But she definitely went to go see if there was any. I think she went to go search because she wanted to not. I think if she did find something, she wouldn't have said anything about it, because that's a sensitive topic situation. So I think that's why she said it. I think that's why she looked it up, because I honestly think that if Simone found, those type of things happening, I don't think she would have made this statement that she's making now. I mean, I could be wrong because I don't know Simone like that. But I'm just saying.
Also, to be honest, he was not in no place to contest her trying to move somewhere to do what she needed to do for her family, because the amount of money he was paying in child support, shame on him. That's just my personal opinion. Just
shade. That is complete shade.
to reiterate, the 2020 the 2012 document that some people have found that referenced a marriage. They didn't actually get married then. The marriage didn't occur until 2017. The following year, after the children were born, and the subsequent year was when she filed for divorce. Also, it's very interesting that she never references in her interviews. She doesn't discuss the quickness with which she had the divorce or moved on or made any of these choices in her public interviews. She very much seeks to establish this drama-free narrative, this drama-free image, including on the show. She told the guy, she said, I don't have baby daddy drama. Girl, huh? I guess not if you ain't got no baby daddy. It's peculiar. And I stand by the fact that the timelines are odd. The facts don't add up according to her version in comparison with the facts. But the one thing that we do know is she was in fact married for a short while, a while that even she says doesn't quite count. So it was a real nice try at deflection. You deflected by saying that I called your kids mistakes. No, but I did say your choices in men were mistakes. You can have those same children, but with men who will take good care of you and them. So selection was a mistake. Your analysis and how you decided who you want to give kids to, I don't think that was a great idea. And you can still have a family with a man who loves and is going to treat you right. So no, you're not slick with switching it into that. And you don't get to go on national TV, talk about your children from the discourse of, I've only dated their dads and that's why they're not here. And when we start talking about why their dads aren't here, say, you're talking about my kids. No, I'm talking about your decision making. So good try. You tried again. It was unsuccessful. And we saw right through it. Just like when I watched the interview and you failed to reference any dates, but just wanted to tout the fact that you had in fact been divorced because you knew good and well that we were smarter than to fall for your foolishness. Don't have babies with boyfriends.
I don't know why every time I in one of the Simone's live, I am just stuck sitting here in complete silence. My mouth always got to just be like, girl. I'm not even trying to laugh. I'm not laughing, but I'm laughing. Okay. Like, whoosh. This is better than reality TV for real, because like you can't even make this stuff up. Um, hold on, y'all. So I well, apparently Simone was triggered. Okay. But I do know where this stems from. If you guys watched the actual interview that Jeffrey and Reese, well, not really, Jeffrey attacked Simone in a nice, nasty way, which I think she had every right to do, because Simone came at her after she came at her, whatever, cool. But not only that, Reese also was like pretty much kind of attacking Simone. So Simone took it very personal and was like, what y'all not going to do is play in my face. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to show you receipts and I'm going to do it and make sure that I clarify everything that I could have or maybe have messed up. So before y'all talk about, trying to sue me for defamation or losing my license and this, that, and other, because we're not about to do that. And she did it in a very straight, as a matter of fact way, as opposed to like arguing and yelling and cursing people out. So that's all I got. Y'all, I don't really know. I just don't know. I mean, I wouldn't go to this extent, but hey, who am I? I'm not the one going through this. So I guess you pick the battles, you pick and choose your battles. And she picked her battles, and maybe she shouldn't have. Maybe she probably should have picked a battle with a regular blogger and not Simone, a castmate who she actually spoke to. I don't know why, but I do feel like there's a lot of underlining issues between Jeffree and Simone that's not being put out here. Um, I do feel like maybe when they were sitting down talking, or maybe Simone picked up on something, or maybe Jeffree picked up on something. But the way all of this has unfolded does not seem like just like it stemmed from a comment. You get what I'm saying? I don't think this really just stemmed from a comment. I feel like something else took place. And now everybody is like really in their feelings and ready to just go to war. Okay. But I do know, child, please, Jeffree, don't say nothing. Listen to me, Jeffree. Listen to me. Please do not say nothing. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, because I honestly and I truly, truly, truly do not want you to suffer any more exposing than you have, okay? Because she said she saw a lot of things, and a lot of things she saw she wouldn't wish on you or me. Okay, so I would just go ahead and let her have this and go on with all the men who is choosing you, baby. Just let her have it. It is what it is. This is the internet. This is Ready to Love. It will die down eventually. Will it go down in history? Probably. Okay, is one of the scandals on Ready to Love? Absolutely. But eventually it will go away. So if you be quiet, we won't be back here with your rebuttal. And child, if you do a rebuttal, Jeffree, please let me give you some advice. Start from the beginning to the middle to the end. Don't be up there being all yelling and stuff like that, because then people can't focus on what you're saying. Okay, just some advice. But yeah, y'all. So I hope this is over. I really hope that this is over for both of their peace and sanity, because I'm sure it's been a lot. It's been a lot for me, with all the DMs and stuff that I've been getting, and the videos being sent, and everything that's been going around. So I know it's a lot for Jeffree, and I really do feel bad for the fact that she has to go through something like this, because I really don't think she understood what she signed up for, and I really don't think she understood what she was doing when she came for Simone. So I think she's kind of like in this, hard space right now, where she probably didn't think she would end up. So for that, I do feel bad for her, because she has children, and unfortunately, they may one day see all of this. But hey, don't start a fight with someone you can't fight. That's it. Don't start a fight with someone if you can't fight, because that's how you get beat up, and that's exactly what happened. If this was a virtual fight, Jeffree kind of got beat up. I don't know. I'm just saying. She definitely kind of got beat up. But yeah, that's it, and that's all. That's all I got. We're gonna come back later and talk about Latasha and Tamika from Not Kinda. Natasha and Tamika from SWV and Escape. We're gonna talk about that. We'll be back at 8 o'clock for the the Married at First Sight open chat. Okay, check out my video on Dr. Stacy from Put a Ring on It. And catch up on all the other reviews from past episodes from Married at First Sight, Ready to Love, and Escape and SWV, all that good stuff. Make sure you like the video, drop me some yellow hearts if you're part of replay gang, and I'm gonna talk to y'all later, because I'm tired and I'm exhausted. So I feel like I've been getting dragged all week. That's how I feel. Bye, y'all. Peace.